Good morning. This is Hammersmith Chess Club, the weekly endgame workshop in 5 minutes or so. This video is in preparation of a workshop in May 2020 on fortresses, in this case of pawns versus a bishop. In the previous session, we learned that bishops have a relatively good chance to achieve a fortress against a rook, because Zugzwang situations can usually not be enforced, and because bishops cover half of the squares of the board. So they protect against the entry of the attacking king on the bishop color squares. The same is true for the defensive side of a pawn or pawns against a bishop's endgame, because the bishop does not cover the other half of the board, and this might be used by the defending king, often with stalemate themes. The setup positions all follow the same principles, whether it is a lone king defending against bishop and one pawn, or whether you add pawns on one or the other side. And this may look easy, but even the 2700 Grandmaster last year resigned in this situation where he already had built up a fortress. We will see that during the workshop. So, typical examples of a single king versus bishop and single pawn seem very easy. They are easy. This is known. The king or the bishop has the wrong color, so this is a clear draw. Now, this is against an h-pawn, against a rook pawn, but the same is in very specific circumstances when the bishop is on the wrong place, also a draw. Here, white is unable to kick the black king out of the corner, and there was always stalemate. The next 6 examples show simple fortresses with a pawn added for the defender, with just the color of the bishop changing and the location of the pawn on the rook or the knight's or the bishop file. They are all drawn except the bishop's pawn. This one clearly drawn. Only the king, the defending king, has to be careful and should not go to the corner when he can be mated in this position. King a8 is immediate mate, but I think that's easy to avoid. Okay, that was the bishop's pawn. Now we have just the bishop on the different color, different diagonal, also drawn. Here the king goes to the corner, and the white king cannot approach without stalemating the black king. Here we have a G pawn, knight's pawn, same, always stalemate. And we have the same just with a different colored bishop, stalemate. This is the example with the bishop's pawn. In the bishop's pawn, in case of a bishop's pawn, the fortress cannot be built up because the defending king can be pushed or has an escape route on the other side of the pawn. So this is the easiest way. Black is forced to go to the other side and will lose the connection to the pawn and lose the pawn, and they will lose the game. Another fortress is shown with a b7 pawn against an a5 pawn and not b6 pawn as in previous example, but here the bishop is on b6. Also here, the defending king cannot be forced out of the corner without stalemating. Now, there is a very practical example, which is not yet a fortress, and white has to carefully calculate how to prevent black from setting up a fortress. So the black king should not be allowed to go to the corner, nor should different fortresses be allowed. So for example, if white goes to c5, then black is able to sacrifice the pawn, his own pawn, and he has one of the known basic fortresses. So the only solution, the only possible move which does not draw and arrive at a different fortress is king d4. And there's a sequence. You may well go through this for yourself, where indeed, with a lot of maneuvering, black is forced to lose contact with his own pawn. He will lose that and he will not be able to go to the corner. And so white is winning. The examples don't stop here. So here is an example with 2 attacking pawns against 1 defending pawn. Even that is drawn. Also of stalemate themes, the black king cannot be forced out of the corner without having a stalemate, like this. Or if white sacrifices a pawn by promoting the pawn to the queen and comes then closer, then we have the basic fortress. And we have seen this here. Black should not go to the corner because he will be he will be mated by king c7, but he goes to c8, and there is no way of white to force black out of the way, out of the corner.